I am so excited to announce our first sponsor, Mountain Star Real Estate. They provide real estate consulting services to the El Paso area. If you're looking to buy, sell, or lease properties, contact them through their website at www.mountainstarrealestate.com. Meet Laura Patricia, a visionary entrepreneur who dared to redefine her path and transform her passion into a thriving business. Formerly a dedicated teacher at Silva Health Magnet High School, Laura began in the structured routine of 9-to-5 job. However, she realized that her true worth potential exceeded the confines of a traditional career. In her role as the founder and driving force behind LALA Blush, Laura utilizes her teaching skills to educate and empower her students and clients. The business specializes in paramedical tattooing, offering solutions that go beyond aesthetics. Laura's work becomes a transformative journey for individuals seeking to reclaim their confidence after facing various skin-related challenges. Whether it's a scar camouflage, areola restoration, or other paramedical tattoo services, Laura brings empathy, skill, and a personalized touch to each client's experience. Through LALA Blush, she has created a space where individuals can embrace their beauty and feel empowered in their own bodies.
Oh my God, you're gonna make me cry.
Oh,
You're gonna make me cry. I'm like, I didn't even see it like that, you know? I don't even see, I think when you start a business, you don't realize how other people see you. It's all about perspective. So for you to say all of those things about me, like that makes me want to cry. I'm kid you not. Like, thank you so much.
Of course, and thank you so much for being here on Chuco Chica. You really inspired me. And I don't know, just to give you guys insight to viewers and listeners, Miss Lala, boss, babe, beautiful Lala Blush was my high school teacher
Yeah.
for speech and business.
Yeah.
And so here we are on my podcast.
Years later. How many years has it been?
Maybe 4.5,
Oh my God.
5 years.
Time goes by so fast.
Yeah.
I was in my 20s.
Absolutely. And so I think you've taught me how to embrace my confidence when speaking in a room, and it's brought me up to this point. So I just wanted to thank you again so much for being
I
here.
am like, dude, I have goosebumps right now. I'm kidding you not. Like, this is the second time you've given me goosebumps telling me this. Because it really is like, I taught you public speaking. We talked about things like this, and you're doing it.
I remember we had to make videos on iMovie
Yeah.
selling a product.
Yeah, a product.
And so mine was about varicose veins. I still remember.
And I made you guys like
Present it like.
Yeah, I made you guys do like a whole business project. So I made all my students get in groups and create a business. And it had to be a unique, original business that nobody else had. I made you guys do like a PowerPoint, a website.
Yep.
And you guys had to actually do like a prototype and present it and like as a group and come up with like finances and all kinds of stuff. And you know what? I think that's actually what inspired me to start my own business.
Really?
Yeah, just seeing like my students develop all different types of businesses. And I was like, these businesses are actually so good. And you guys came up with like amazing prototypes and like websites, and I'm like, damn, these kids are like, I was just trying to chill and make them do all the work, and they actually came up with some badass things. No, but I was a very like hands-on teacher.
You were, and I think that made you so much different than the other teachers because they would just give us a PowerPoint, to read it by ourselves. And so for you, you were in it, you were involved, you were not only teaching us about class and business, but also how to be a human out there in society. And so that just meant so much.
I wanted you guys to interact with each other because I think that, I was a teacher at a Christian school for 2 years. That was an experience of its own. It was like, it was like rainbows and butterflies. It was like, had no idea what I was doing. I was 21. I was like, I'm a teacher. I'm 21. These kids are literally in high school. Some of them were 19. I was 21. I was like, they're like super seniors. I was like, graduate already, bro. But I was a teacher for 2 years at a Christian school. I'd be like, good morning, welcome. And then I moved to Houston. And then Houston was fucking wild, dude.
You like Houston?
No. I liked living in Houston.
You know what?
I remember telling you guys, like, I came back, I was like, girl, I went to the hospital out there. Those kids drove me crazy. Like,
did you really?
No, dude, I never even knew what anxiety was.
Wow.
Until I went to Houston and I worked at this school, and I was like, oh, they're paying me 10 grand more than all the other schools I'm gonna go. Nah, that shit was in the hood. And I grew up in the hood, okay? Let me tell you, I grew up in Central El Paso, so that was like the hood times 10. I came home crying. I felt like I was going to war every day with sixth graders. There were six. There were.
What would they do? What would they say?
Dude, they would cuss me out. They were like, right, fuck this lot on the restroom start. No. They would take bricks of weed. But you know what? It wasn't even them. I felt bad for them. It was the parents. Like, I was like, the parents were like, I would call the parent, like, hey, I need to speak to you. The parent would show up and be like, snitches get stitches.
Oh,
like,
my
slap them. And I'm like, and I would like, I'm sorry, mijo. Please, I'm sorry, man.
I won't call your parents
I'll
again.
adopt you. Like, I get to struggle. I guess that's not good.
Did your parents go with you to Houston, or was it just you?
No. My parents dropped me off. I remember I made them take me to Houston. My dad was like, "Don't go." You know, and they dropped me off, and they're like, "Oh, we'll just fly back." And they realized that we couldn't even afford to pay for the flight back. They thought we were just gonna go and then get there, and then we were gonna pay for the flight, and then we would just fly back. And they saw that the flight was so expensive, like last minute, they're like, we can't even afford it. Dude, they had to like drop me off. I had to drop them off at a bus stop. And I had said bye to them. Oh my God. And I was like, okay, I'm leaving. And that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
So dude, I've gone through like so much. It's wild. Then I taught there for a year, and it was fun. I loved Houston. It was a great experience, but it was crazy. Like, I hated my job out there, and I love teaching, but I just hated my job.
And so did that kind of like, okay, maybe I don't want to be a teacher, or you were like, let's try somewhere else?
I just knew I was in a rut. I just knew I wasn't meant to be a sixth grade teacher. I wasn't meant to teach little kids. I was like, I'm gonna go to jail. Like, these kids need some spanking. I'm gonna go to jail if I stay here. So no, like, I honestly, like, I remember I was Mr. Rosales. He was a speech teacher at Jeff, and he called me. He was my mentor. I did an internship with him, and he called me. He's like, hey, they need a speech teacher at Silva Magnet High School.
Oh, wow.
They need a business and speech teacher, and they're like, you should do it. I recommend it you. Dude, I had a phone interview. I didn't even have an in-person interview. So they did in-person interviews with other people, and they gave me a phone interview because I couldn't go.
Right.
And I got the job. Like,
wow.
So they interviewed me, and I was so nervous. And I remember I had the worst day ever at work that day. Like, I remember, like, I left work and I started crying, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I feel like I was going to war every day with these kids. I was scared of the kids.
What if your sixth graders are seeing this right now?
Yeah, honestly, I'm sorry I left you guys. Dude, when I left, I kid you not, some of them cried.
Really?
Yeah, some of them cried. They're like, you're leaving us. They started crying, but I was like, guys, I'm sorry. Like, no. I remember this, like, girl, Cindy. She, like...
Shout out to Cindy.
Shout out to Cindy. If you're watching this, I'm sorry. I still remember you. I shouldn't have left you, but... Dude, I went to the hospital with anxiety. I thought I was dying.
What? What do you mean?
I never even knew what anxiety was.
Okay,
first of all.
okay.
I had no idea what anxiety was in my life. I was always like this tough kid, right? But I started like feeling like I was sick. I was like, I didn't even want to eat, dude. I was like, I'm like, I don't want to go to work. I feel like sick.
You felt stuck.
I felt stuck, and I felt like anxious. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Shout out to my people that have anxiety out there.
Hashtag anxiety.
Hashtag anxiety. Because if you have anxiety, you know what's up. I went to the hospital, and I was like, dude, my heart's like beating. I'm not hungry anymore. And I was always hungry. I would eat anything. Like, if you take me out to eat, I'm a good person to take out to eat. Take me to the buffet, girl. I'll eat all the food. But I just like I wasn't happy. And I was like, I think I'm sick. I was like, I was getting colds all the time and just like, but yeah, it turns out they were like, no, ma'am, you're not sick. You just have anxiety and depression. I'm like, what?
What the fuck is that?
I'm like, what is that?
My Hispanic parents don't believe in that.
No, my parents are like, I told my parents, I called, I was like, hey, like, I went to the hospital, they told me I have anxiety and depression. Estás loca. ¿Qué es eso? No, tú levántate.
Chingale.
Tú es el trabajo. You can't miss a thing.
Yeah.
And no, but for real, that's how we grew up out in El Paso. And that's why I love El Paso too, because I feel like El Paso made me who I am. El Paso made me a strong ass bitch. Sorry for the language.
Fuck yeah. I like that. Say that one more time for the people in the back.
A strong ass bitch for the people in the back. Yeah, it's like it made me tough. It made me like, even though I still went to the hospital, but it made me.
You survived. You survived. High five.
And I still stayed till the end of the year. I stayed, and I told the kids the last day of school, like, because they brought their new teacher, and they're like, "Who the hell is that?" And I was like, "That's your new teacher." They're all starting.
Oh
so she's gonna be good, guys. I don't even know English. I don't even know why I'm teaching you English. I don't even speak English. They just hired me because nobody could handle you guys.
Oh my goodness.
This is wild. But
That's
anyway,
so
yeah,
funny.
let's move on. I don't shut the fuck up. I can talk forever.
And I like that. Just to give you guys the picture, we're in our living room.
Yeah.
And it's just a vibe here.
Dude, I'm so proud of you. Like,
Thank you.
I'm literally so proud of like it's just full circle to me. It's crazy because I would never think that we would be here, me and you.
I did not see this, but I'm so blessed. And
Can you say how old you are though? Because I feel like people think, oh, she was our teacher. Like, that's weird. Like, nah, dude. Please say how old you are.
I am 20 years old.
She's 20, guys. 20, almost 20.
I am of age. I am legal. No, wait.
Yeah, you are. You are after
I am.
18.
Yeah.
She's like, am I legal? I could smoke cigarettes. That's it, girl. That's all you could do.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm 20 years old.
Yeah, you're 20 years old.
I'll be 21 in August.
Hey, we all paused.
We're like, okay.
No, but you honestly were such a great student. And I always remembered you. We were just talking about this earlier, but like for Teacher Appreciation Week, she gave me a gift for Teacher Appreciation Week. And that, guys, when you give a teacher a gift on Teacher Appreciation Week, for all of my little high school students listening to this, or, you know, if you're in high school right now, give your teacher a gift, your favorite teacher, give her a gift. Because she's going to appreciate it so much and she will not forget your face. She won't forget who you are. Like,
I was so surprised when you remembered that. I'm like, hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I'm starting this podcast. And you're like, yeah, I remember this, this, and this. And I'm like, oh my God, I felt so special.
Yeah, I mean, I felt special when you gave me that gift. I was like, somebody cares. I'm doing something right.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I want to dive in a little bit about your upbringing. How did you grow up? Where did you grow up? Can you give us a little bit of insight?
So I grew up in El Paso, Texas. I grew up in, I always say the hood, but yeah, it's the hood for real. I grew up in Central El Paso. I went to Rusk Elementary, Bassett Middle School, and Austin High School. Shout out to we're all
shout out
to everybody. No, but honestly, I'm so glad that I grew up in that neighborhood. Like, Rusk Elementary was tough. It was a tough elementary. And also Bassett, man. I remember I was in a gang in Bassett.
Were you really?
I was in a little gang, and I'm serious. They jumped me and everything.
Oh my God. What do you mean?
I got jumped to be in the gang with my friends. And I'm still their friend. Now we like look back and we're like, dude, we were so stupid.
Oh,
we were so
my
stupid.
gosh. How old were you?
How old were you? It was like in middle school. Dude, when you're in 6th grade, you're like,
oh my God.
10, 11, 12. I don't even know. I was a teacher. I don't even know how old you are. Well, I was like, yeah, like 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 is already like going into high school, but I was little. But if you think about it, like, a lot of people don't remember how they felt when they were that age. And middle school is like your weird years.
It absolutely is.
Middle school is like when you're trying to figure yourself out and you're trying to figure out the world and like who people are.
Where you fit in.
And where you fit in. And like, what kind of person am I? So I didn't know. I thought I was a gangster. I thought I was a chola. It's like, I'm a chuco chola. I was like, jump me. It's like going alternative. But you know what? I'm so glad I that school it taught me a lot, actually. Like, it gave me a lot of good street smart skills. And there was a lot of different personalities there. Like, a lot of, because it's next to Fort Bliss. It's a military school, pretty much. So I was there with all kinds of ethnicities and everything.
Right.
And I appreciate that, because I learned about different cultures and how different people interact with each other. And I feel like when I went to Austin High School, it was more just Hispanics. So I feel like that was different for me. Like, I had friends at Chapin who Chapin had a lot of diversity. Absolutely. I feel like Austin did have a little bit of diversity, but it was more Hispanics. And I loved Austin too. Austin was so much fun. Austin High School, man, we partied way too hard. I was in a party crew, dude.
What do you mean?
Party crew.
Me and
all my friends, we had party crews, like fraternities. I'm not even kidding. Like sororities, fraternities.
Are you serious?
It was wild out there, dude.
That is.
We would have like
so cool.
We would literally have like these desert parties. I don't even know how. No, I don't even know how we had a DJ out there.
What?
We had a DJ. We had.
Was it a kid playing music or?
No, dude, it was a kid DJing, like.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, how did we get electricity out here? And then the cops would show up. The funnest part was like when the cops would show up and you just run.
Everyone fucking runs.
Just runs everywhere. And you're like, oh, dog, where did you go? That was literally the funnest part of it all. I was like, I hope the cops come.
The bonfires.
The bonfires.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
Nah, but you know what? Your generation was different. My generation was like, we didn't have to. Like, I didn't have a cell phone until I was like a sophomore. Like, we had a psychic, bro. I had to get my psychic and turn that. And like, we had emojis like later. Like, we was in like a happy face. You're like, oh, he's flirting with me. He likes me. Like, I had to click like 10 buttons to make a happy face. Like, you guys have it good now. But I feel like your generation is like more, since you guys have more technology now. Like, back then, I would be like, okay, we're meeting at Whataburger at 10 p.m. If you're not at Whataburger at 10 p.m., we're leaving you. Like, there was a line around Whataburger of people just following each other to this party. And if you lost them, that's it. Nobody knows. Nobody knows where you're going. You guys would just be like, send me your location. It's all good. You guys had it easy out here.
But you guys, that's so cool that I see your way of like high school.
Yeah, it's different.
I feel like Silva didn't really have that many bonfires.
Dude, I talked to the Silva kids and I'm like, no man, she's like, Miss Lara, I had one beer. We snipped it in. It was lit. And like, I think I like that girl over there. I'm like, bro, you have talked to her like twice the whole year.
No, Silva, it was such a weird, I mean, in terms of like school and academics, it was cool. It was good. And we were so like
smart,
tightly like
nerdy
close. We were so close because it was a hard school.
Yeah, everybody was like, I think you guys bonded because everybody was stressed. I was like college. It was literally college. I bet you anything, college was easier than Silva.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Silva was harder than college.
I agree.
Like, I remember kids crying, going up to me like, I can't do this. And I'm like, get your ass out there and do your homework and get this shit done. You're going to graduate. You're going to become a nerd. You're going to become a doctor, whatever you want to do. And some kids were just there because their parents made them.
And that's the thing.
They didn't even want to be there. Their parents made them.
I am one of them.
Really?
I am one of them. I didn't really know where I fit into like career-wise.
Yeah.
I know I wanted to make money. I know I wanted to not work like Monday through Friday, and so I knew nurses had like 3 days out of the week.
Yeah.
But
you're like, hell yeah, 3 days out of the week. Let's do this.
Sign me up. And I'm going to school for nursing.
Yeah.
But I'm still kind of like figuring that out.
And it's okay to change your career. It's okay to feel like, oh, because in El Paso, people think that, because that's how our parents raised us. Our parents, you have to think about like different generations. Our parents grew up in a generation where like they got taught, if you don't go to college,
you fail.
You're a failure. You're nobody. You're not going to make it. You need to go to college to make money and to be somebody. And that's what I got taught, My parents left Mexico. And they grew up in Juarez. My parents had good jobs. They had careers. They went to college in Juarez. And they graduated and everything. And they left all that. And they moved out here and they had me. and they were like really strict about like you need to go to college, even though I was a bad kid in high school. Let me tell you, I was like, girl, barely graduated. But I always got taught to go to college, and I did that. And I mean, that's what you did.
And that's what I'm doing
and
now.
Your parents, what did they tell you? Be a doctor.
Be a nurse. I just want that paper.
Yeah, and they want that steady income because that's what they grew up learning too. Like you want that steady income coming in. But nowadays, I feel like the new generation is started to realize, and even me, you know, I started my business at 27, 28, and I wish I would have known everything that I know now. Yes. Way before.
And that is exactly why you are the perfect guest here. I want you to influence other kids in high school or younger, anyone in general. It doesn't matter what age you're in, just to start your business or start getting your brain juices flowing.
And I'm not saying don't go to college either, because we need people to go to college. Like, later on, everybody's going to be vloggers. I'm going to be dying in the hospital all old. I'm going to be like, somebody help me. Like, man, we have no doctors anymore. Everybody's selling shoes online. I'm sorry. Sorry, no, we can't help you. So we need doctors. We need people to like go to college, please. Yes, lawyers. I mean, I have a really good friend, Nina Gomez. She grew up in the hood with me, and she's a doctor now, and she has clinics with her husband, and I'm like, you are my inspiration. You know what I mean? So it is important. I think going to college did teach me a lot as well. It taught me how to communicate better with other people. It taught me, you know, personal skills that I know that if I wouldn't have gone, I would have been a pendeja too. You know? Yeah. So it is important to go to college.
It is.
Even if you don't go to college and end up doing what you were supposed to be doing, who cares? A lot of people go through that. Going to college is important. It builds character.
I think, and that's one of the ways, I guess, people in general network. Because nowadays everyone's on, you know, social media or their video games, and they don't really leave the house as much. Yeah. So we have to go to school. So that's when we get to network.
To other people. Right. I remember even being in Silva and seeing you guys like not talk to each other and be weird. And I'm like on your phones, and I'm like, all right, let me see these little weird ass kids. Let me get them. Let me check them out. Everybody put your phones away. Everybody's like, I fucking hate you. I would give activities. I would be like, we're gonna do an activity today. We're gonna play a game. Yeah. I make you guys play the dumbest games, but actually work. It made you guys talk.
It did. We did a lot of icebreakers.
We did a lot of like, just a bunch of fun stuff. I miss it. I do miss like. So being an entrepreneur is hard, and it's not as easy as people think. You know, I think people look at entrepreneurs and see like their businesses and like all the fun stuff they're doing, but they don't see the backstory and like what it took to get there. And like it was a lot of hardship and a lot of hard work and a lot of like, hey, I need to not care about what people think about me and follow my dreams, and whatever my gut feeling is, follow that. And like, dude, I had so many hardships. I had so many things happen to me. Till this day, I have things happening to me, you know? And as an entrepreneur, you need to know that you need to be okay with that. And it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. You need to wake up every day and be like, I'm going to make this day mine. I'm going to kill it. You need to be self-motivated that all the
nothing can stop you.
BS behind you is not going to stop you, and you're not going to let it get to you because it's hard, man. And I respect entrepreneurs because damn, like I cry once a week now
instead of every day with the sixth graders.
But it's worth it. It's a different because it's something that's yours. It's something that you're building and something that you are proud of, and that you know you could pass to your generation as well. Like pass to if I ever have kids. I don't think it's looking good right now, but you know it's something that I could like give to other people. But yeah.
Do you feel that same feeling of teaching kids in high school the same feeling when you teach, I guess, people who are wanting to learn your skills in LALA Blush?
So now with my business, I love it because I feel like I combined the two things I love doing, and I was scary for me to leave my 9-to-5 job. I loved I love teaching, and I go back and I miss it, and I'm like, damn, I miss the kids mainly, and like talking to them and hearing their stories and me telling them like, hey, it's gonna be okay. This is not the end of the world. You're gonna do good. You could do anything you think, whatever you think in your head you could do it. And a lot of high school kids don't think that a lot of things are possible. Even me, like I never ever thought that I would own businesses. Now I own, different businesses. I never thought that would happen. I never even considered it. But I always would tell you guys like, hey, whatever you want to do. And you guys had so many inspirations, man. You guys inspired me, if anything. All of you guys inspired me to do this. I remember doing that little project and like hearing all the businesses, and one kid was like, Miss Lala, well, what kind of business do you have? And what kind of business do you want to get? And I'm like, what? I'm like, this is a question for you. This is go do your work. But honestly, like that made me think. And like during the pandemic, that's when I started my business.
Yes. So what is LALA Blush? How did you come up with the name? What is the inspiration behind your business?
What is LALA Blush? Honestly, so what happened was during the pandemic, they made all teachers go home. I was actually doing my principalship. So I was gonna become a whole principal, and I was already doing my principalship for the year and everything, and I liked it. But it was a lot of work. I would wake up every day, literally 7 a.m, do my hair, get ready, and then go to work, come home till like 10, because I had to go to these basketball games and football games. And a lot of people don't see like what principals go through. Like principals and assistant principals go through like a lot. And it's not fun. It's like they go through all the parents complaining and the parents complaining and like the kids fighting, and like the teachers not doing their job, and the teachers not hating their job and being mean to the kids or whatever. Like there's so many issues, so they deal with all the drama and all the issues, and so it's hard to be a principal. And I liked it. I like resolving issues. I'm good at resolving issues and like coming to conclusion and like getting people to like, hey, it's okay. Sometimes I'm like, I should have been a therapist. So I did that. Like during the pandemic, I finished my internship, and then I went home and I was like, damn, we have nothing to do now. And we just have to talk to these kids on the computer.
Online.
And I would just record my lessons.
Did you have your kids turn on their camera through Zoom?
Hell yeah, I did. I was like, let me see what y'all doing. Dude, it was so funny because like some kids were like over here. I had a kid painting his room, bro. We were having class, and all of a sudden I just see this kid painting his room. And I'm like, Jonathan, what the hell you doing? And then he's like, my mom's making me paint my room. I was like, are you paying attention? He's like, yup. And I was like, what did I just say? Jonathan, what are you doing? No, but I was like, that's good enough. I get 100. No, but everybody was on the computer. Dude, honestly, all my kids would log in to my class. All my students would like log in and like just want to talk to me and like see like what was happening, because they didn't even have anyone to talk to.
Where was your setup for Zoom?
It was actually in I called it my fashion room. Ooh. I called it my fashion room. Like I had my makeup and everything there, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be here. But dude, during the pandemic, I started my business because I was just so bored. I was so bored. But I don't know. I had this like feeling. I just woke up one day and I was like, this cannot be it for my life. Like I cannot just be like going to work 9 to 5 and making this much money. And I started just thinking, like, the pandemic made me think a lot about what I was doing with my life and where I was at that moment in my life. So
how old were you at that point?
I was like 27. Okay. And I'm 32 now.
Oh.
Hey. Living my best life. But so it just made me think a lot about life. A lot of people around me were dying. My grandma died, my grandpa died, my aunt died. Like, and not even because of COVID. It was because of other things. And then I just like, nobody was working. Everybody was like, it was a time to reflect for me. For me, it was a time of reflection. What am I doing at this point in my life? is this what I want to do? What kind of lifestyle do I want for myself? And I had a pretty good lifestyle. I think being a teacher in El Paso, like they make pretty good money, for this community. And other people are like, oh, teachers are broke asses. Like, nah, dude. Like, we went to college. They still make like good money. They could buy a house. They could,
There's benefits.
There's benefits. Like, they have the whole summer off. That was my
vacation.
number one benefit. I was like, oh yeah. I look forward to that every summer. But I started reflecting, like, is this it for me? Like, is this all I'm gonna do is be a teacher for the rest of my life, and then be a principal dealing with everybody's problems for the rest of my life? That's it. And not that nothing's wrong with that. Like, my brother's a principal right now. He's an amazing principal. He's the best. And
what's his name?
His name is Mauricio. Mauricio Lara. Yeah. He's a principal, and he actually he was an assistant principal here at Cordova.
Oh,
right
cool.
here. Yeah.
Awesome.
And he's an awesome person too. Like, I too. No, but
I love that.
I learned a lot from my brother. A lot. He taught me, like, just be yourself and always be humble, and like you need to make other people feel appreciated and know that they are, not that make them feel, but know that they are appreciated, and that you care about them. And that's how you're gonna get kids, like students. That's how you're gonna be a good principal. That's how you're gonna be a good teacher. I would always ask my students, like, how are you doing? How's your life? What's going on in your life? Because nobody asks them. Everybody, they just go in and be like, do this assignment and shut up, like.
No, but for real.
Put your head down and shut up. No, but like, my students would be like, how are you doing today? How do you feel? And my brother taught me a lot of that. And I think that's why he's so successful too. And I mean, to me, being a principal is super successful. And that's what I wanted a stripe to be, like my brother. I wanted to be exactly like my brother. But then I realized, like, hey, is this for me? Like, do I just want to do this for the rest of my life? Like, I always liked the beauty industry, and I was fascinated by, like, different things that you could do for other people in that field.
Right. Growing up, were you always into makeup? Were you messing with your mom's heels?
No, actually, no. I sucked at doing my makeup. I was like that kid that never. I mean, I was a girly and everything, but I never thought that I would be in this field. Really, like, I just started researching during the pandemic. I was like, my students were talking about business, and they're like, well, Miss Lara, what kind of business will you start? And I was like, what kind of business would I start? And I started looking online at different things that you could offer. And I was like, well, I've never been the kind of person to give a service, but let's try it out. Let's see what's out there. So I started actually looking at in 2020, I started looking at teeth whitening. Oh. And I was like, what is this? I started, like, seeing people in California giving teeth whitening and lip blush, like, and I was like, what is this? Like, I've never heard of, like, I was like, I thought you had to be a dentist to do teeth whitening. And you know how, like, we had dentists. Yeah. The dentist career at Silva Magnet. There's, like, you could go to Silva Magnet and go to school to be a dentist. So when I was doing my principalship, I would go into the classes and start, like, rating the teachers or whatever, and the students, and seeing how those classes were. And I would see the kids talking about teeth whitening and about, like, how, like, there's businesses about it that you don't have to be a dentist anymore. And I was like, wow, that's cool. And I started researching about it. And I was like, okay, I don't have to be a dentist to whiten people's teeth. That's awesome. And it was super easy to do. And dude, this is bad, but I opened my business during the pandemic in my house, in a room.
That is fucking
And I started
sick.
doing teeth whitening, dude. I fucking spreading, and everyone was like, just kidding. But I was like, my mom's like, out of all the things that you could have started, you started giving lip blush and teeth whitening. So lip blush is like a tattoo for your lips that makes your lips a certain color. So I was like, my logo was, or my slogan was, I transform smiles. So I made an Instagram page, and I thought I thought it was going to be a side hustle. Okay. To me, I was like, nah, I'm just going to still be a principal. This is going to be a side hustle. And so I started saying, I transform smiles. I started making videos. Dude, people were coming to my house during the pandemic.
Wow. Were you ever scared?
In a room. I was just so bored, girl. I was like, get me out of here. I was like, I want to do something. Like, But dude, it was just this weird feeling of like, I cannot get this vision out of my head. I cannot get this like thing out of my head of where like I need to do this. So I started buying all these things, and I made my room look like a whole business. A spa in my room. And I only did that for like a couple weeks. It was like 3 weeks. But then I started realizing like, bro, I'm making more money giving people lip tattoos and whitening people's teeth than I am working a 9 to 5 as a high school teacher. Wow. That is crazy to me. I was a high school teacher making like $123 an hour a day. And I could give like my services and make like with 2 clients like $500 with 2 clients. And that was me charging like a little bit, you know, like during the pandemic.
Right.
So I was like, how is it possible? So I started telling all my family, like, hey, I'm gonna quit my job.
What was the response?
I mean, I didn't tell him exactly that, but I started telling him like, my mom, my dad, my brother, like, hey, I'm started this business. And they thought it was like, oh, it's just a side hustle. It's a trend. They would tell me like, it's a trend. It's going to pass. And I mean, now obviously I don't do that anymore. Now I do medical tattooing, and it's more, you know, advanced. And like I have a medical director that works with me, and it's just
a whole thing.
It's a whole thing now, right? But that's how I started. And I feel like everybody starts somewhere.
That was your stepping stone.
That was my stepping stone. Like I never knew. My parents were never entrepreneurs. Like nobody in my family really was an entrepreneur. Nobody had a business. Like I never saw a vision of how a business was started or how it could get started. Like I'm the first one. I'm the first generation in my family to be a business owner. So,
I love that. And who do you go for advice? Or is it just research?
Like that's a hard question, because I feel like I don't have a person where I'm like, I could call and be like, what do I do? You know, I'm that I would call myself, I pray. I'm like, Jesus, Lord, help me, please. What do I do? I'm just going with the flow. Like if I could, so I started a business in my house. It was only for like a month. And then I started realizing, oh, dude, I'm making good money, you know? So I opened up a little studio in Central El Paso here by Cotton. I opened up a little studio. I was paying like $400 a month for that studio, or $350 a month for that studio. And then we had to go back to work. So I had to go back to teaching and doing my principalship full time, and with our mass and everything. But then after I would leave work, I would go into my business. So I would get out. I would tell me we got at 4:30. Well, you guys 4.
4. No, you stayed there longer a little bit.
Nah, girl, I was staying there 5 minutes. Like, you
know what?
My kids are out that window.
Do you remember the Civil Memes page? That was.
Oh my God, did they make a meme about me?
No, I just remember. I don't know if it was you, but I remember like the bell rings and the teacher's out with us too.
Yeah, the bell rings. I'm like, let's go. We outside. No, seriously. I remember like, those teachers deserve to get out of there when the students get out of there. No, but yeah, I wouldn't say my 30 extra minutes. I would leave. I would book it. But I left to my business. I was going every day to my business, and I worked every day. I would get home sometimes at 10:30 p.m.
Would you feel exhausted?
I don't know. I was excited. It was crazy. Like I was tired. Not gonna lie.
But it didn't feel like work.
Do you know what? I had first period off. Remember, you know how like teachers had a period off? I had first period off. So I didn't have to be at work sometimes till like 10.
That's good though.
So then, I mean, I had to be there at 8, girl, but I had my off period. So I was waking up at 8. Yeah, you're like, all right, let me get ready. Let me go to work. I'm never going to get hired as a teacher again. If somebody sees this, they're going to be like, don't hire her. Then I would go to work and give it my all. I would go there and be like, hey, kids, refreshed. You know what? They should change the school schedule for kids. They should make school like Monday through Thursday. Get out. Yeah, go from 9 to 4. That would be better. People will learn better. But anyway, yeah. So I would go to work after, and then I would go home, and I did that for a whole year. And I told my family, I'm gonna quit, and they wouldn't let me quit. I had a boyfriend back then, and he would like, I would tell him, hey, can I quit? And I don't even know what the hell I was asking his ass for permission. But I was just like, I want to quit. I was like asking everybody close to me, like,
was it more for kind of reassurance?
Yeah, I was scared.
Okay.
I mean, starting a business is risky. Starting a business, being an entrepreneur is it's scary, especially after you had like steady income. Once you come off, like once you're in steady income and you know how much money you're getting a month, like, oh shit, I'm getting $4,000 a month. As a teacher, after they took my taxes, it was like 3,500. Girls, you need to stop taking our teachers' taxes. But I knew how much money I was getting a month, and I was like, that to me is like reassurance. And I think that that's what we got taught as kids. We need that reassurance. We need to know how much money we're making a month, and we're scared. We're scared to leave that bubble. And El Paso has a bubble of like, and I love my El Paso people. El Paso is my home. El Paso built me, and El Paso made me the woman I am right now. But I do feel like we're in a little bubble where like everyone thinks that, hey, we need to have this stated income. We need to, not everyone thinks that, but I think people are scared. Like they have an idea and they have something that they know they could do, but they're like, where do I start?
Not only that, I feel like there's kind of a pressure of having a family at a young age.
Yes. Like I need to get my ducks in a row.
We need to be married at this age, have kids
have
at
a
this
kid.
age.
Like, dude, right now my friends are freaking out. They're like, what the fuck? You're not getting married anymore? You broke up with him? Like, we're not gonna have. I'm like, Mom, like, I just bought you a house, though. Just bought you a house. Get in your house. I got you a house. I didn't get you
a baby.
A baby, but I got you a house.
Fuck yeah.
I'm not giving you white hair. Like, oh, no. But, like, yeah, in El Paso, I feel like there's a mentality where, like, that we need to do what our parents told us to do, and we want to make them proud. And yes, we could, but we can't be scared to leave.
Don't do it for them.
Yeah, do what you want to do. Like, what do you envision for your life doing? If you have an idea, do it. Like, if I had this idea, and I thought, if it wasn't for the pandemic, honestly, like, I probably wouldn't have done it. Because I would have been working so much every day. I would have been going to work every day, and I would have been so busy in my job that I wouldn't have done my business. I wouldn't have had time. The pandemic gave me that time to reevaluate what I wanted to do and who I was as a person.
And you use that time as an advantage because there was other individuals who maybe were obviously scared and, you know, watch Netflix movies.
Yeah, so sleeping, chilling. And I don't, self-care. That's self-care to me now. Yeah. That's therapy to me now. Do you, boo-boo. But to me, I was like, no, like, I don't want this. I want to travel. I want to travel. I want to see the world. I want a bougie life. Like, I grew up poor, girl. Like, I had a roof over my head. My parents gave me everything. But, man, my mom couldn't take me to the mall and buy me clothes. My mom couldn't afford to buy me clothes. I grew up in a really poor neighborhood where, like, I didn't have the luxury of, I remember, like, our trips were going camping. My mom would take me, my dad and my mom would take us camping, and those were our yearly trips. Like, I didn't know what a beach was. Like, they took me to Disney when I was, like, 2, and nobody remembered. I didn't remember. But, like, my parents couldn't afford to do any of that. My mom worked. My dad worked.
What were your parents? What did they do? And what are their names?
My dad's name is King.
King?
No, his name is Reyes. Reyes Lara. So in English, we call him King. Me and my brother are like, King.
I love that.
But his name's Reyes. He's like, I love my dad. I'm a daddy's girl.
Aww.
I'm a daddy's girl. He, like, damn. I love my parents. I give so much to my parents. I will do anything for my parents. My mom's name is Laura, like me. She named me like me because she's like, I didn't want to pay your car insurance. She was like, she's smart. She was smart. She was like, hey, dude, if I give you the same name as me, we could be on the same car insurance, and we good. Like, and it actually worked.
Did it really?
Yeah, I'm gonna name my daughter Laura too. Like, save me a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of things, yeah. Phone bill. Like, I'm going to get arrested for fraud. It's my mom. It wasn't me. But yeah, my parents are the best. My parents are awesome. I mean, I fist and fight with them all the time, but they made me into the person I am, and I appreciate them a lot. And my brother too. Yeah, my whole family.
Did you have a relationship with your grandparents?
Oh my god, dude, my grandparents lived next to me.
No way.
Yeah. So
That's
I like
awesome.
I lived here with my parents.
Okay.
And my brother, and then my grandma and my grandpa lived next to us. And my dad's such a, like, daddy and mommy's kid. Dude, my parents died 2 years. My grandparents died 2 years ago, and my dad will not leave their site. Like he wouldn't. I'll be like, Dad, we need to buy a new home. Like, or we need like we live like. Dude, they were stealing our pine trees. Like, I remember they threw a rock at my brother's car just because they were hating on him.
Oh,
I remember
wow.
I threw a party, it got shot at.
Oh my gosh.
If you were there, you know.
You know.
You know. Twice. But like I told my parents, like, this is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't want to leave my grandma and my grandpa. And my dad was like, no, aquí vivimos, aquí me voy a morir. Like, but my parents barely. I just bought my house right now. I bought them a house.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I bought my parents a house, a brand new house, but it's super nice. And I had to convince my dad to even move. Like, come on, Dad, please. I want you to like. I want my parents to live a good life. And
Absolutely.
you know, this year I took them traveling. I took them to trips because I don't have that much time left with my parents. My dad's already gonna be 70. He looks good though, but he's already gonna be 70 in February. You know, my mom's like 66, 65.
Mm-hmm.
Hope I get this right. I'm not gonna whisper. She's gonna be like, no es cierto, mentirosa. Tengo 63. ¿Por qué estás diciendo eso?
Mentiras.
Mentiras. But I want to show them, like, I want to give it back to them. You know, I'm grateful that they came from Mexico. They came from Juarez. Like, they forgot about their careers, forgot about their lives. My mom's she was a librarian here at a public school, not a real library. She didn't even couldn't go to college or anything like that. But she worked at the library, public library, for years. And my dad worked for the city. Dude, my dad worked for the city, like pretty much like the Mexican stereotype, like freaking working for the city, fixing the streets, doing the gardening, and but he loved it, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that estás bien morenito because you were always outside in the sun. But my parents are so funny. They're so fun.
Is that where you say you get your personality and your...
Oh, definitely. But it's funny because I see them and I'm like, no, I'm nothing like them. And I'm like, nah, I'm exactly like them.
Very, very cool. Oh, I want to talk more about like the financial situation.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like how much you invested,
Yeah.
if you're busy more right now, or when you were teaching.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, definitely. So starting a business, let's talk more about the business aspect of everything, because that's very important. I think people want to start a business, but they don't know how, and they're scared because of the finances, and they might not have the money right now to do it, but they're like, how do I get started? What do I do? Like, I have an idea, but I don't know how to execute that idea. And my advice is honestly, like, just do it. Like, get started somewhere. I started my business. I opened up a studio. Dude, I had no licenses. I had no nothing. I got the studio first, and then I started realizing, okay, this is legal. I need a license, and I need this. And people started telling me, and I started talking to people. So then I was like, okay, I need a tattoo license. I need a city license. The fire department needs to come inspect the building, but it'll come with it. You need to roll with the punches, and you need to just do it, literally, like Nike.
Yeah,
because if you're just sitting there, you're just like, I want to start a business, and like you have an idea, and it could be an amazing idea, but if you're scared, nothing's gonna happen. Like, you're not gonna meet a millionaire that's gonna tell you, like, I didn't take a risk. Business is risky. You need to take a risk. I was a teacher for the whole year. I did my business, my small business, and I still had my full-time job. So don't just quit your job, because you need that income. I would save money. Save all the money you can. Don't go on trips that year. Don't do anything. Focus on your business. Like, every day I wake up and I'm like, okay, what am I going to do today? Write down my goals. Or the day before, the night before, like, write down what my goals are. For the year, I even write down what my goals are.
Would you kind of put that in the category of manifesting in a way?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, I always tell my students, even my students now. Now I have a medical tattooing clinic, and I teach other people how to give the services I provide. And it's just a bunch of different things. But I talk about, what you need to do to start a business. And the main thing, it depends what kind of business you want to start, first of all. But marketing and social media and all that, it is important. And it does, it gives me anxiety sometimes to even put yourself out there as a person. It's scary. Like, it gives me anxiety, but it's something that needs to be done. If you want to be a business owner, you have to put yourself out there. You have to let people know who you are. And even you right now, like with Chico Chica, like you are starting a business. This is a business. And you're putting yourself out there. You need to be confident. You need to we're like not that you don't care about what people think, but just know that, hey, I am confident in who I am, and I know I'm a good person, and I would be good to others, and like everything else will come with it. But you need to go out there, yes, have a plan, but don't be so picky about like nitpick everything that you have to do, because you're gonna overthink it and get too much in your head, and you're never gonna do it. You need to push yourself. Like, hey, I want to open up a beauty business. All right, what's the location? Look for the location. What's going to be my business plan? What's my slogan? What do I stand for? What are my values as a business owner? What do I want people to know me as? And be yourself. I think that people think I'm going to do a business, I'm going to have this whole, nah, dude, just be yourself. Be who you are, and people are going to gravitate towards you. Your business is not going to be for everybody, but it's going to be for a lot of people. And wear your heart on your sleeve. Like, yes, it's going to be hard. I lost a lot of friends. I lost even even my own family was scared for me. My own family was like, don't do it. Don't quit your job. Don't quit your teaching job, because this is just a trend. It's going to pass, and then you're not going to have a job. My dad called my brother crying, like, please don't let her quit her principalship. Don't let her, dude, because I worked at Civil Magnet. Like, Civil Magnet is one of the top schools in Texas, not even in El Paso, in Texas. So
it's a blue ribbon.
It's a blue ribbon school. Like, I think it was like top 10. So I was scared to leave Civil. Like, everybody, and then I had a really good opportunities at Civil. Like, I had Miss Dr. D even told me, like, you're gonna be a principal here. Like, you could do it. Like, you're awesome. She gave me a really good opportunities, and I went against what everybody, and she was always so supportive too. But my parents were scared for me. My dad, especially. My mom was scared for me. My brother was like, you crazy girl. But I just followed my gut. I didn't listen to what anyone told me. Even my own family, some of my family members were like, making fun of me in the DL. And I could see why. Because how are you going to tell somebody, like, I'm quitting my principalship, I just got my master's, but I'm going to go whiten teeth and tattoo people and help people with their scars, like, that sounds crazy.
It's hard to show people your vision until it's there.
Yeah.
And you saw what LALA Blush is today when you were barely starting in your room. You know what I mean?
I started in my room, and not even that long ago. It's a 2020. It's like not 3 years ago. So I know nobody. I would tell people what I wanted, but I don't think people envisioned it. But I just started rolling with the punches. I was like, I had a little studio, and then I opened up a bigger studio, and I did it with I had no mentorship. I had no family member that I saw open the business like mine or anything. Like, I did this by myself. And I'm still doing it by myself. But I met some good people along the way too.
That's good.
Some good people that had similar values and interests that I did. I opened up the first printing studio with a girl named Tia. She's in Europe now. She left, and I bought the rest of it. But me and her, she did brows, and then she did brows, and I did the skin camouflage. I did the medical tattooing, and then I started giving trainings. Like, people started telling me, like, hey, this is really cool. Can you teach me how to do it? And I'm like, like, I love teaching. I love I love teaching. Like, teaching's my passion. And I didn't want to leave Silva because I love teaching. If anything, I was like, damn, I love being a teacher and talking to kids and teaching and giving other people value. I love giving other people value. And when I teach my class, I always tell my students, like, this is something that you could take with you anywhere. And this is an investment for you. Because it is. Like, all the classes most of them, but they were investments for me, and like, every class taught me something. And I teach my students, like, now, my students are older now. They're all ages. I have anywhere from 18. I even had Alondra. You remember Alondra?
Yeah, she did.
She was my student.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
She was my student. Dude, I love that girl too. She still messages me and thanks me. But I think she's still going to school. She's doing her business too. and I have all kinds of students from 18 to I've even had 56-year-old students. I had a student come from Israel to take my
Wow.
training from an island called Carousel. I have a student from Ireland coming to take my training in March.
Oh, that's
It's
awesome.
crazy, dude. I
That's
would never
awesome.
think like my business would reach that many people.
Mm.
That's wild. So now I'm teaching other people how to be medical tattoo artists and gives these services to other people, which we like. We do areola restoration, scars, and we focus on like surgery scars,
Mm.
like tummy tucks,
Mm-hmm.
liposuction scars, um, breast augmentation scars.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Us also Paso girls, we like to look good out here. We're like, we're not
Yeah.
gonna. So it's very popular now, you know.
Yeah.
But also just like vitiligo.
Mm-hmm.
We're
I
doing
saw
vitiligo.
that.
We're
That is
doing vitiligo
so
now.
awesome.
So yeah, and I have a lot of cool things coming up too.
I am so
Oh yeah,
excited for
I'm
you and
opening
your
up a
business.
third business.
Are you really?
Yes.
Is it involved with LALA
Um,
Blush?
so it's gonna be in Manhattan Beach. And I'm
No
excited.
way.
Yeah, we're opening up a new business. I moved.
Congratulations.
So I opened up I still have my business in El Paso,
Mm-hmm.
and I have girls there that rent from me.
Okay.
And I go there and I still give trainings. I have a training next month actually. And last year all my trainings got sold out. All of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
So
goodness.
to me, it's like, wow, I can't even believe like the last 2 years, all my trainings got sold out. Every single training, I had all the students
That's
come in,
amazing.
and I couldn't even believe it. But yeah, so now I'm focusing this year. I'm gonna open up a third business in Manhattan Beach. I'm excited.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How exciting. And why Manhattan Beach?
I actually met in Austin. I moved to Austin and I met these entrepreneurs as well, and they have med spas and they have businesses as well. And I just became good friends with them, and they were like, "Hey, we should open up a business in Manhattan Beach." And they're super smart,
Mm-hmm.
trustworthy. I've gone through things, but they're gonna let me have my own business, and we're gonna open up a business together. And that's what I wanted to say about entrepreneurship as well. Is once you start a business and once you go out there and get it. You could open up other businesses. You could do other things with it and like
Mm.
make connections with other people. And that's what's awesome about it. Because I used to think like, oh my God, I'm gonna open this business and this is it. And I need to be careful and I need to guard myself. No, dude, you need to go out there, network, talk
Mm-hmm.
to other people, and don't limit yourself to just one thing. Don't limit to yourself
Mm.
to just one business. Like there's so many other businesses you could do and so many ideas that I have now. And I want to be surrounded by people that are like-minded at me that want to do like
Is in your same bubble. Is in the same things that the
yeah.
same mindset.
Yeah, not even the same thing that I do, just the same mindset.
Right.
Because you don't have to be the type of person like, oh, I need to be in the beauty industry and I need no, dude. Like you could open a business you could open any type of business,
Mm-hmm.
and you be successful in anything if you put your mind to it.
So would you say, because I know you mentioned you losing some friends, would you say it just happened naturally because there wasn't the same mindset?
I think sometimes that you grow. Sometimes you grow up with people, right? And I still have really good friends that I have like from Central El Paso
Mm-hmm.
that I could shout out right now, like all my friends, all my homies from Central El Paso. Like I love my friends. I still have a really good close friends that I could count, but I could count my friends in my hands. I could literally count my friends in my hands. And once you start a business, you start realizing who your true friends are, because
Absolutely.
nobody's gonna support you until it's popular to support you. And nobody's gonna support you more than yourself. Nobody's gonna believe in you more than yourself. And in the beginning, when you're starting your business, you need to be okay with that. Nobody's gonna care about your business more than you are, and be supportive of it. Even me, like I don't think I had that much support even from my family at the beginning, and they were scared. Not that they didn't want me to succeed; they were
Right.
just worried for me.
Mm-hmm.
Even my cousins, like, were worried for me. I would tell them, like, "Don't quit," like, or something. They would laugh, like, because they were worried for me. That's why I see it. I hope. But I had friends that like thought it was stupid. They were talking shit behind my back and saying like, "Oh my gosh, she quit her principalship to do this," and like that's a downgrade. And
I think that's one of the things I'm kind of not struggling with, but kind of like you said, roll with the punches. This new journey that I'm on, I've been noticing, less friends, you know, be less engaging with me,
or less talkative with you, or like, hey, what's up?
yeah.
Because sometimes you just start growing, you start elevating, and people start seeing you grow and start seeing everything that you talked about is being manifested, and they don't like, not that they don't like that, they don't want to see you grow. Unfortunately, some people just don't want to see you grow. And in the beginning, it's the hardest. I still have haters, you know, and I had a lot of haters still. In the beginning, and after a while, I just stopped. In the beginning, it was hard. And and sometimes they would get to my head. I remember a girl made a video about me sometimes, like bashing me. And I kind of let it get to my head. But then I thought, like, nah, I think she's sad that, or like, she feels like, oh damn, she's growing more than me, and I'm staying behind, you know. So but I want to let like females know, because I think that with females it's harder, you know. When with men it's like, that's good, like I feel like men don't,
they're more simple. They're
more simple. Like in us female, we have a lot of emotions, we have a lot of feelings, we have a lot of like, oh my god, but what if this, and we worry a lot, and we care a lot about what people think about us. And I'm a girl's girl, but I want to let like all the ladies out there, all the women out there know, like, dude, you could do it all. You could be a mom. You could be a good mom. You could be beautiful. You could be an entrepreneur or a boss lady. You could take care of your home, all of it. But also, men need to realize, like, hey,
they can be that too.
Not even like, girl, you need to support your lady. Support your girl, man. It's just, girls have it hard nowadays, honestly. Like, now women have to be hot. We have to like be boss ass bitches now. We have to make money. We have to wash the dishes when we get home. We have to take care of the family. Like, nah, man, get your socks and put it in the laundry basket. Stop fucking putting it in the side. Like, how hard? I'm all bitter. Who hurt you, girl?
Sure.
No, but I'm serious. Women have it really hard. And
I feel like there's just so much pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
Being a woman.
It's a lot of pressure.
We can't, I feel, well, like, anything we do won't be perfect.
And it won't be enough. Yeah, and it won't be perfect. And yeah, there's a lot of pressure around women. And even entrepreneurs, there's a lot of pressure. Dude, waking up every day and having to feel like you need to do better. Even me, like last year, 2023 was a really hard year for me. It was a lot of change. It was a lot of, I moved to Austin. So I still have my business in El Paso, but I opened up another business in Austin. I was going through a lot, you know. I left home. I left a 5-year relationship. I got cheated on like a dumbass. And it was hard, you know. After I forgot what heartbreak feels like. I'm over here like, hey, I'm good. No, dude, heartbreak is hard. And I went through, and then I lost my dogs because I gave it to him. I was like, you know what, dude, you need them more than me. So it's all good.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, so I saw this thing, and it's kind of like psychology, in a way.
Yeah.
But they say when a man cheats, it's because they're insecure. Do you think your 5-year relationship, man was insecure about you being a boss lady?
I think that what was a hurdle, and I still a hurdle on my relationships, like going forward, is that I'm a hard worker, and they see that I'm very invested in what I do, and I'm making good money now, you know. And sometimes they're like, a man might feel like insecure about like, damn, I'm intimidated, you know, like this is where she lives, or this is how much money she's making, like I need to be better, like, man. And it's okay, like, dude, I don't care about that. Like, I don't really care about like that. Just fucking be a good person to me, make me happy, buy me food.
Yeah,
like that's it.
That's the key.
Just the key is buy me food, dude, and treat me good, and that's it. And amongst other things. But that's it. Like, how hard is it? Yeah. No, it could be hard for women that are entrepreneurs and successful to find the right person for you, because the right person for you it needs to be somebody that believes in you, believes in your vision, and that lifts you up every day and motivates you to keep going. But I mean, for a man, like I'm now into feminine energy and masculine energy.
Right. Yes, and that's a huge thing.
It's a huge thing now, like, too. Because I do feel like having businesses did make me more masculine and more of a like masculine energy, and I just go in the room and I'm like, This is who I am. And I'm like, okay, I need to come down. I need to chill. I need to be a little bit more feminine. Guess I'll make you a sandwich.
I'll fold your calzones.
I'll get your sock in the fucking laundry basket. No, but I mean, you just have to roll with the punches. It is what it is, but it is a lot of pressure too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know what? I'm so proud of you.
I'm
so proud of you. Like, dude, this is amazing. I love your name, Chuco Chica. Like, that's beautiful. I love your logo, and I'm so proud that you're my student.
Thank you so much. I learned so much from you.
Really?
And I know a lot of people. Are you getting goosebumps again?
No, my third time. No. But
I feel like a lot of my friends too. Well, yes, a lot of friends were also inspired of starting their own businesses.
Yeah.
And so it's just a cool circle. Like when I see my friends, it's like, okay, what are you doing? What are you starting? And they give me their ideas on what they want to do and their businesses that they're thinking of creating. And so it's just like this feedback of like, fuck yeah, fucking do it. And, just supporting each other.
And I think now, like, you guys are in a generation where now it's like cool to start a business now. And let's not be scared. Don't be scared to start a business. Don't be scared to do something different. And this new generation is all about that. It's all about like, what can I do to make myself happy and make income from that? What makes me happy? Like, I want you guys to sit down and think about like, what do I like to do? What if you could wake up every day and work at something and make money from it? What would it be? Because you can make money from anything. Like, what are you good at? And I still have students that message me from Silva, from all my students, and they Miss Lara, I remember. I don't know if they all start with this. I don't know if you remember me, but I was your student. I'm like, yes, I remember you. Like, I remember all my students. I don't remember your name, but I remember you. I was bad at names.
What's your username? Okay.
I'm like, everybody calls each other by their username now. Like, everybody calls me Lala. My name is LALA. Laura. Dude, my name is Laura Lara. I don't know why my parents named me Laura. I cannot wait to get married. Like, somebody, please marry me so I could change my last name.
What last name?
Laura Lara. Dude,
what last name do you want?
A badass word.
Yeah.
Like, fly. Like Laura Fly.
Oh.
No, that sounds stupid. Like, let me think.
You're going to manifest it, though, so you be careful.
No, that sounds dumb. What else? What's a badass last name? I don't know. I want to say all these Mexican names because all I know.
That's all we know.
That's all
Rodriguez.
We know. Guzman. Ortiz. Sanchez. Dude, there's so many crazy. Like
TBD.
Duvernois. Like, remember Dr. Deer? Like, last name was Duvernois.
Oh, yeah.
Her husband was a doctor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what I need. Actually,
okay.
It's gonna end up being the dumbest last name.
You know what would be so cool if like I do like this video is like us talking about your future last name, and then it like cuts to you being married to your future husband. Wouldn't that be sick?
Where you at? ¿Dónde estás? Apúrate. He's coming in a donkey, bro. I'm picky. That's hard.
That's good. And it's not really being picky. It's just you have standards and boundaries.
I do have a lot of boundaries. And I think it's hard also because growing up in this El Paso and growing up Mexican, like, shit. The number one and most important thing is, like, if you get that ring, that's security. Like, women see it as security. Like, oh my God, I got the ring. I have security now. I have a man taking care of me.
I'm successful now.
I made it. I have security now. Like, not for everybody, but I think that's how, we
were raised.
Thinking. Like, my dad still tells me, like, oh my God, if I die before you're not married, your brother is going to take care of you. He promised me. I'm like, Dad, I don't need a man to take care of me. I don't need, like, he thinks that a man needs to take care of me for me to be okay. And that's not true anymore. Like, women could take care of we could take care of ourselves. Each other and ourselves. Like, we don't really, this is why I'm single. This is why your girl's single. No, but it's true. And I think a lot, things are changing now. Who knows what the future is going to look like.
I am so excited for you and your business.
Yeah, I'm excited for you.
Thank you. We can do a part 2 maybe in the future.
I'm so excited. Dude, we could go on forever.
Can you share with us a little bit about how much you started making in your first year of business compared to now?
So my first year in business, I mean, I was still doing my principalship and all that full time and doing my business. So my first year I just made like $26,000. that year.
That's still very impressive for a first
year.
year.
And I started late. I started in like March. So I started a little bit, but I was still working full time and all that. But yeah, that was my first year.
Awesome. And then for now?
This last year, I made over $550,000
a
year. Yeah.
My gosh.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
I mean, I don't even know how like that I'm even like, damn, those taxes killed me. Those taxes were not real. Like, I'm like, those taxes were like, I am not looking for.
You're just crying like.
I just cry. I'm not looking forward to. I used to look forward to tax season. I'm like, hell yeah, tax season's coming. Now I'm like, please.
Don't come.
But yeah, my first year was like 26. And then I quit my full-time job.
So your full-time job, how much were you making then?
My full-time job as a teacher, dude, I started out, I remember as a Christian school teacher at a private school, they're only getting paid like $26,000. I worked at Lydia Patterson, and I was getting paid $26,000 a year, girl, to be a teacher. Wow. Not even, I couldn't even live off of that. Thank God I was 21. I was 21, 22. Like,
were you still living with your parents?
I was living in the back house. We had a back house in the hood. Like, I was like, I'm moving to the back. But yeah, dude, yeah. I think in El Paso it's very normal to live with your parents. Like, that's why your parents don't want you to go. They're like, stay here. They love you, man. And it's cool. Like, I think that if you live in El Paso, you can live with your parents, and it's that's fine. Save your money to start your business. No, but yeah. So as I remember being a Christian school teacher, I was making $26,000 at EP.3. I started with my bachelor's with $42,000 a year, and then I moved up. I got my master's, but I just moved up. I think in El Paso the most I made was like $53,000 a year. And I was like the speech and debate coach and like
UIL.
I didn't even want to do it. They made me. I would go with the kids. I actually had so much fun going with the kids. I'll be like, look, guys, just go out there and kill it. And they would.
Really?
I remember one of my students went to the state. Wow. And then we went to Austin.
No
twice.
way.
It happened to me twice where I'm like, damn it, they're making me work for it.
You're just destined.
No, but dude, we went to state and we went to Austin. I went to Austin, Texas twice.
I think you're just meant to be in Austin.
I love Austin.
And you have a business there.
Yeah, so I opened up another business in Austin, and I just moved there in April. I love it. Austin's a vibe. Keep Austin weird. That's why I'm there. I'm a little weirdo.
I like that.
I always go and I'm like, I'm from El Paso. Representing. I love to represent El Paso. But Austin, honestly, moving was one of the best things that I could have done for myself as a person, as an entrepreneur, and for my business. Like, dude, all entrepreneurs, like, you should move. You should grow your business. Like, I still have a business in El Paso, and I now have another one in Austin. Like, dude, expand your horizons. Don't be scared to get outside of this bubble that we're in. And shit, I come back to El Paso and I energize myself, and I'm like, I'm home. This is my home. I remember who the fuck I am, and then I go back there, and
you recharge here.
I recharge here. I love it here. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. Just to wrap up this podcast episode, I want to ask you a little personal El Paso question.
Okay.
And it is, what is your favorite restaurant here in El Paso?
Oh, damn. That's a hard question. I have a bunch. I have a sentimental restaurant that I like, and then I have like a restaurant that I really like. The restaurant, like, the food is bomb. It's called Amar. It's on Mesa. Have you heard of it?
I have. I drive past it all the time.
Yeah, it's called Amar. The aesthetics of it is like, you go in there, I'm like, this is a vibe. It's different, and I love that. It just looks pleasing. Like you're somewhere else.
Yes.
And I love the caldo de camarón.
Oh,
they have the ceviche. Their food is so good. I took my parents there, and my parents are so closed off. Like every time they're like, "¿Dónde vamos a comer?" Vamos a Villa del Mar. Like, that's where we love to go because it's sentimental to us. But I'm like, nah, I'm going to take you guys
try
here.
Something else.
And I took them to a mad restaurant, and they loved it. And they're like, this is bougie. Like, they're all like, They're old school, man. So they just like they're used to what they're used to. But I'm like, nah, you guys need to try different foods. I honestly, it's very different. It's not like traditional Mexican food. It's really good.
That's awesome. I haven't been there, but I'm excited to try it
Yeah,
out.
you guys should definitely go try it out.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again for being on this episode on Chuco Chica and just sharing your incredible journey. I wish you nothing but success, and I'm so excited for your future.
No, and I'm so excited for you. Congratulations on Chuco Chica. Thank you for inviting me on the show, and I'm very proud of you, man. Like, you're my high school student,
Hey.
and when you messaged me and I saw that message, and it made me like feel very proud and very like I made a difference in your life, and you're making a difference in my life right now. Thank you.
Oh, that's now me getting goosebumps. Me pegaste with that.
We're all gonna leave with goosebumps out here. I'm gonna come out with my hair like this. All right,
oh my
girl.
gosh. Okay, well, with that being said, again, thank you so much for being here. And everyone, tune in next Saturday for our next special guest. Adios.